Hello. It's good to see you again, at least in this virtual way. Well, I wanted to share with you in this video message this week that I have been doing some traveling this week. I was down in Memphis, Tennessee. Now, some of you may not realize, but our conference includes Memphis, Tennessee, as well as Arkansas. And so we have some churches down there, and they're doing some really great things. And so I thought I would share some of what I experienced, some of the blessings I received this week as I spent some time down there in Memphis. And one of the things that I discovered is that one of our churches that has a rather large building in a kind of an urban setting, they had a lot of this extra space. And the church didn't need all that extra space. And so what they started to do was break up the spaces and utilize these spaces for different mission work, if you will, or different ways to think outside the pew, as I like to say. So thinking outside the pew like they took one space as an example and they've turned it into a woodworking shop. And so they have somebody on staff that is going to begin to do some local woodworking projects. That includes some things that they'll be working on in their building, but also teaching the craft of woodworking, working with your hands, to those in the community. So offering this service so that others can learn how to do simple things like simple plumbing repairs or a small patch in a roof or on a drywall spot in their living room ceiling, as examples. So they're going to teach that to people so that they have the skills to repair their homes and they don't have to hire contractors to do some of those repairs, those minor repairs, that is. Another one of the spaces, which I thought was another creative way to use it, was they had a space in the basement that wasn't being used, and they in this large room, and they decided to utilize it for a bike service shop, if you will. And so their initial concept was to take in bikes from people that no longer need them, to fix them, and then to offer them to people in the community. What you may not realize is that down in Memphis, the public transit system isn't all that reliable or isn't really all that great. So in order to get places in Memphis, if you don't have a car, is to use a bike. And so they've created this shop in order to help those who have bikes. And one of the things I thought was really great is that they have a new person that's taken over this shop and is kind of doing something different with it, but it's still a bike shop. And so they have bikes that are used that they go through and fix up and make sure that they're in good shape, and then they put them out for sale on their little showroom floor in the basement of the church. And so you can buy a really nice bike for just a lot less than you would pay for something at a bike shop on a kind of a big professional one. They also do repairs in-house. So again, and they're teaching people who have bikes that need to be repaired how to repair them. And they're doing it right there. And then if somebody really needs a bike and yet they don't have enough money to buy a bike, they have the ability to give those bikes away. And it's not just for adults, they have bikes for kids too. So isn't that so cool? So I love the fact that they continue to think outside of the pew and do some new things. And we have so much to be grateful for as the Missouri Mid-South Conference, because not only are we just blessed by the over 140 churches that we have and the many, many, many clergy that live and serve in our conference, but we are blessed to be able to extend outside of Missouri into Memphis, Tennessee, and into Arkansas, and to continue to do ministry together. So I'm just wanted to share that with you today and give you some of those different ways to think about how we can be the church after Sunday morning or after worship. These are just great ways to think differently. And again, as I like to say, think outside the pew. Have a great day. We'll see you soon.